Welcome to aminacademy.com. In questions, how, why, and what. In that, we'll discuss about what is genetics, how genetics recently developed. Genetics is the branch of biology concerned with the study of inheritance, including the interplay of genes, DNA variation, and their interaction with environmental factors. Genetics scientists have been studying how genetics influences human health for decades. We have made huge strides, but there is still much that we have yet to learn. The ultimate goal will be to have an increasingly strong understanding of which genetic variations can lead to disease and the mechanisms through which those variations operate. Someday, the hope is that each individual patient's genetic information can help generate targeted advice about preventive and therapeutic action they can take to maximize their health. It should be noted, however, that genetics are only one way in which health can be influenced. Environment, behaviors, and other outside factors can be equally important. Now we'll discuss further about what is genetics and how genetics recently developed. Genetics is the study of heredity or how parents pass genes to their children. Genes influence their many aspects of person's life, including their appearance, health, and abilities. Genetic conditions, Tay Sachs disease, a mutation on chromosome that causes to build up the fatty acids in the brain which destroys nerve cells. Duchenne muscular dystrophy, a genetic mutation on the mother's X chromosome that prevents the production of dystrophin, a protein that protects muscle fibers. Next, familial hypocholesterolemia, inherited mutations in LDLR, ApoB, and PCSK9 genes that affects how the body regulates cholesterol. Fragile X syndrome, a mutation in the FMR1 gene on the X chromosome. Huntington disease, a mutation in the gene for the Huntington protein that causes CAG repeats in DNA to increase. Down syndrome, an extra copy of chromosome 21, which can be full or partial. Genetic inheritance, autosomal dominant inheritance. When a person inherits a dominant gene, they are likely to develop the associated trait even if they only have one copy of the gene. Genetic linkage. When a gene are close together on the same chromosome, they are more likely to be inherited together as a unit. Next, recent development in genetics. There are a lot of developments nowadays in genetic engineering, and that let's do some things about it. Recent development in genetics have seen a major leap forward thanks to advancement in DNA sequencing technology, particularly with CRISPR CAS9 gene editing system, allowing for precise manipulation of genes, leading to potential background breakthroughs in treating genetic diseases, understanding complex traits, and developing personalized medicine approaches. Key aspects of recent genetic development. CRISPR technology. This revolutionary gene editing technique allows a scientist to modify specific DNA sequence with high accuracy, opening doors for potential cures to genetic disorders and research into complex diseases. Next generation sequencing (NGS). This in advanced sequencing method enables rapid and cost-effective analysis of large portion of genome, facilitating large-scale genetic studies and personalized genomic profiling. Genome-wide association studies, GWAS. By analyzing genetic variations across large population, GWAS can identify genes association with complex traits like diseases susceptibility, providing insights into disease mechanism. Gene therapy, utilizing viral vectors to deliver functional genes to cell with genetic defects. Gene therapy hold promise for treating genetic diseases that were previously untreatable. Epigenetics, research into epigenetic modifications which can alter gene expression without changing the DNA sequence, in expanding our understanding of how environmental factors can influence function. Impact of these developments. Personalized medicines. Genetic testing can how identify individual risk factor for diseases, allowing for targeted treatment approaches based on a patient's genetic profile. Disease research. Understanding the genetic basis of disease is leading to the development of new diagnostic tools and therapeutic strategies. Agriculture, genetic engineering is used to improve crop yielding and resistance to pests and diseases. Further, what are genetic engineering? Genetic engineering, also known as genetic modification, is a laboratory based process that alters an organism's DNA. It can involve changing a single base pair, deleting or adding DNA, or moving genes between organisms. How it works? Genetic engineering can involve adding a gene from one organism to another to produce a desired trait. It can also involve removing or changing a gene to alter the function of an organism. Genetic engineering can be used to create genetically modified organisms, GMOs. Benefits. Genetic engineering can produce more nutritious food. It can create plants that are more resistant to disease and drought. It can reduce the need for pesticides. It can create plants and animals that grow faster. It can create plants and animals that produce materials they don't normally make. Applications. Genetic engineering is used in research and industry. It's used to produce cancer therapies. It is used to produce breeding yeasts. It's used to produce genetically modified plants and livestock. Ethical issues. Genetic engineering issue raises ethical issues in agriculture, medicine, and reproduction. It has the potential to impact public health. So far, we discussed about what is genetics, how it is used, and what is genetic engineering. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.